Hi, my name is Gag, and here are my thoughts on the Street Fighter series. My first interaction with the Street Fighter series was when I was about 6 or 7 years old. By then I would always pass by the arcade in my local neighborhood and see the famous fighting game cabinet. But my parents wouldn't let me play it, and it was also, I was too short for the arcade machine. Around the same time, there was a retro game store in my neighborhood that my father and I would always pass by when we'd go to church. And the only game consoles that I owned at the time were the Sega Genesis, the PlayStation 1, the GameCube, and the Game Boy Advance. One day my father took me to the retro game store and bought me 3 games that day, all Sega Genesis games. They were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Hyperstone Heist, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and finally Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challenge. I remember the first time I heard the infamous Capcom logo jingle and the famous Ryu intro in where he does the Hadouken towards the screen. It started my interest in the fighting games in general. The problem was I couldn't play Street Fighter to save my life. My next adventure on the Street Fighter was actually on the Game Boy Advance. I owned both Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and also Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the Game Boy Advance. I spent many years playing Street Fighter on my Game Boy Advance. Throughout those years, I have learned many things, from simple concepts of fighting games like special moves and the basics of fighting games and simple combos, to more complex ideas like zoning and the psychological aspects of fighting. I later started to explore the whole Street Fighter series and even the whole of Capcom's fighting games in general. I would later start to explore other series like the Capcom vs. SNK series, Marvel vs. Capcom series, Darkstalkers or Power Stones, and many other fighting games that Capcom produced. I even dabbled in fighting games from other companies like SNK, Bandai Namco, and many others. In short, Street Fighter was the gateway drug for me to other fighting games and the fighting game genre as a whole. My next experience with the Street Fighter series was with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I didn't have a nostalgic experience towards Street Fighter 3 Third Strike as I did with other fighters in the Street Fighter series. I did not start playing the game until I was at least 16-year-old. I didn't get too much into the parry system, the short roster, or the fact that if you play online, most people you play against use the same 6 characters, which are Ken, Chun-Li, Yun, Makoto, Urien, and Akuma. And they all play the same way. But aesthetically, it was the last 2D sprite-based mainline Street Fighter title, and the animations were gorgeous. I've always come back to it when I wanted to play with my friends. Street Fighter 4 was a halfway mark for me in terms of nostalgia, because I was there in 2008 when Street Fighter 4 first came out, but I wasn't really into it. Street Fighter 4 Vanilla, or original Street Fighter 4, I spent more time playing offline than online. And it wasn't until only recently that I was fully playing online, when the scene was mostly dead, to appreciate the game. And to this day, Street Fighter 4 is one of my favorite Street Fighters of all of the whole series. Finally, the latest in the series, Street Fighter 5. Disappointing as hell. The game feels like the characters are playing on honey. The animation, in my opinion, are sluggish, and the whole game just feels like a mobile game. I have the base version and I spent at least $80 on the game, and I still don't have all the characters in the game. And I know, this is known in the Street Fighter series for releasing Ultra and Super versions of their games. But this time, it just went too far. I was disappointed. I don't even remember the last time I touched Street Fighter 5. To this day, Street Fighter has not been released yet. Street Fighter 6 has not been released yet. And after Street Fighter 5, I'm a little skeptical of the Street Fighter series. I'll say this, if Street Fighter 6 is like Street Fighter 4, then I might get it $60. But if it's like Street Fighter 5, then I'll wait until it's cheap to get it. But hey, those are my opinions on the Street Fighter series. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. I truly appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and please share with all your friends. Thank you and have a wonderful day.